Okay, guys, the moment I've been waiting for. I wanted to present you guys with a new swap. Just something fun, something different. A little bit of a play on the altered embellishment case swaps that I've been doing, but this one's just going to be geared toward beads and charms, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If anything that I show, I can link. It will be in the description box. Those would be affiliate links, which means I might make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. The reason I said might is because I'm going to include the Dollar Tree link for these cases, and I don't have, obviously, affiliate relationship with the Dollar Tree. So just because people have been asking, and I've mentioned in the videos that you can literally go to the Dollar Tree and say case or even storage case and it'll pop up, but people keep asking me where they are. So I will have the link specifically for that. Another thing is, some people already said they can't find these cases. Well, people have said they couldn't find the other cases. So this swap, I'm just trying to be fair. And also on top of that, apparently they're not making the bigger case anymore. The whatever brand it was, I don't remember. But with the like red or blue or white bottom. So I am doing this swap with these, and also because these are beads, and beads aren't inexpensive. And that's another thing we're going to talk about in a minute. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So this is a good amount, I think, if you're going to be doing a swap and sharing your beads, maybe some from your stash, maybe you're picking some up. You guys saw I had a haul, I picked up a ton, and then right now when I was bringing out my beads, I'm like, I probably didn't need to buy any more because I have tons of beads to share and charms. But anyway, it's just a good amount. It's almost an inch deep. I think it's a little bit less than an inch. Maybe it depends on the areas too, where, I don't know. But it's just a good amount to share and not be like, breaking the bank, because I am going to ask you guys to share really nice, high quality beads. We're all adults here. We're not really like little kids. I'm not looking for pony beads or seed beads or all these tiny things. They're basically papercraft geared beads, right? And charms. So for us, we're making dangles. Maybe we're adding them to a paper clip, or maybe we're just dangling it off a little, whatever, it's not so much seed beading and things like this. So we're not looking for seed beads or pony beads or cheap beads from the Dollar Tree. For this time around, if I see that, they come in, and I'm not going to talk about them that way. Of course, you guys know how I present my swaps. I'm never going to be looking at it and say, oh, they did this wrong. Oh, this looks like it's from here. I don't do that. I would never do that. I'll show your beautiful swap, and that's fine. But if other people did the same thing and just included like a bunch of Dollar Tree beads, and I'll just swap you guys together. But please don't. I mean, that's the whole thing of this. Be as generous as you can be. High quality beads. For me, if you're getting at like Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon for the most part, they're going to be good quality. It's just, and I'll show you what I mean in just a little bit with some of the Dollar Tree beads I have here. I know that recently they actually did bring in some nice beads, some wood ones at Dollar Tree, sorry. That are like square or like just circles. They're really nice, but they're just wood and they're plain. So they're, boring. So the whole point of this is to be fun. And it is called a charming year. So what the intention was that you were going to fill these guys up with beads and charms for throughout the year, since we're towards the end of the year. And I thought that'd be fun swaps so that when January hits, you have some beautiful like supplies to play with. So we're going to decorate the top just like we do with the other case swaps. And on the inside, as you can see, this has 10 spots, and then it has this big spot in the middle, which I would include as the 11th spot. So on these 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, you're going to put things that are spring and summer related. I was going to say spring and then summer, but there's only 2 spots here, 3 here, so spring and summer in these 5. However you want to split that up, that's up to you. And then fall and winter over here, which of course would include like Halloween, Christmas. Obviously spring and summer can include different holidays, or just like colors that go with the spring and summer, right? Whatever it is that you like for that. And then over here, again, fall and Christmas. That could mean that you're going to be getting Halloween things. I know not everyone celebrates or cares about Halloween, but that's just what it is. So just know that if you were joining the swap. In this middle section right here, this big boy, what I want you to do in there is just put bead findings, like jewelry findings. So head pins, eye pins, which we always need, jump rings, lobster clasps, chain. Ooh, I have lots of chain I can share. So chain, whatever it is you want to put in here that has to do with how you can put a dangle together, or even a bracelet, I suppose, but it's not really geared towards that, right? So if you want to put like that stretchy stuff, you have stretchy cord, sure, go ahead. But really I'm gearing it, towards jewelry like dangle type things that we would create as paper crafters, okay? And I'm just quickly saying this, I'm going to go over the rules. Please listen to all of it. I get the questions that I've already talked about in the videos. I make the videos for a reason, guys. This is the time I have to spend on it, and I do that. And then I type up the whole thing with like bullet notes and maybe a little more info. The guidelines are super basic, super quick. It has my address, you know, postage information, things like that. What's, you know, required of the basic guidelines, but it really refers back to the videos. That's where I have all my information. So please watch the videos. I mean, I took the time to make the video, to do the swap. I think if you're going to join it, the like, one of the most basic things you can do is also take the time to watch it completely, okay? I mean, that's just how I feel about that. And that's why you guys know I don't really, with rule breakers, I'm like, nope. Like I said it in there, you guys need to take the time, please. I would really appreciate that. Because also, I don't want to send your stuff back without being swapped because you didn't follow along, you know, with the guidelines. Super easy. I think this is very easy. There are a couple things, though, and we'll talk about that as we go through the guidelines. I am going to make this a little bit different in that I was like, you know what? The price of the flat rate padded envelope that we usually do our swaps in with this kind of thing has gone up so much that it's slightly less than a medium flat rate box, and the box is $17.05. This is $10.40, I think. Whatever it says in the guidelines, I don't really recall right now. So, you know, for less than $7 more, we can do a little more, right? So what I'm thinking about doing, even though if I put these in here, all 4 cases, you can actually put 4 cases in here, but these aren't decorated. They don't have anything else going on with them. So obviously 4 would be a really tight fit, and I would not want to do 4 and then be like, oh, they don't fit. Sorry, guys, you know. So what I'm doing this time around is you can send in 2 swaps, completely done, with the beads and then the decoration, and we're also going to add something, a little tassel or something on the end. We'll talk about that too. It's all in the guidelines. You can send in 2, or you can send in 4. Okay, so if you send in 4, that means you're going to get 4 others from, you know, back from 4 people instead of just getting 2 back from 2 people. So that's up to you. Those are the increments, though. You can do 2 or 4. Please don't send me 3 unless the 3rd one is like a gift to me, which is really sweet. You guys don't have to make me one. I know this is going to be intensive. So I appreciate it, but you don't have to do that. Or if you send 5, right, you know, 1 extra one for me, that'd be really sweet. But please, you know, but the increments are 2 or 4. So you can do 2 or 4. Okay, I'm saying that very clearly because I know it's going to confuse people. It's not that big a deal. If you send in 2, you're going to also send in postage for a flat rate envelope, which is $10.40 in cash. No PayPal, no checks, nothing like that. It's just easier because it's been crazy with PayPal. They keep taking fees even if you try to send it as a friend. It's weird. So you're going to send in 2 with your postage all completed, or you're going to send in 4 and I'm going to send it back to you in a priority, the flat medium box, and that is $17.05. So you would include $17.05 for your shipping, okay? And you get 4 back. All right? I don't think there should be too many questions about that. 2, it's the flat rate priority envelope that I will be sending back in. Again, I do not care how you send it to me. Obviously, you want to take care of your swap. You don't want it to get crushed on the way here. But people will keep telling me, I couldn't find the priority envelope. You don't have to find this. I have these, and I actually get these on USPS.com. They're free. They deliver them to my house. I have like several hundred in the garage, so you don't have to worry about that. But on the way back, that's how they're going to go back to you, okay? So again, send them in however it fits, you know, for you. But I will be sending back, if you do 2, flat rate envelope. If you do 4, flat rate medium size box. And those are different pricings, and that is in the guidelines too. So let's get to it, guys. I know this part's boring because I'm just like, I have to say, you know, all these things because I'm telling you, I will get the questions. And then somebody will throw me for a loop. So if you have one that throws me for a loop, that's fine. That means I didn't mention it before. But please, if there's something that I already talked about, just make sure to watch the video through and then the guidelines. So real quick, just so I don't forget things. Charming year, altered case, and bead/charm swap, because obviously we have charms and beads that we want to put in here. These are the basic guidelines. It's just saying please adhere to them. Even if you are sending in and you want 4 and you have a big, you know, box I'm going to be sending back in, just know some of yours are going to go to somebody in this thing. So they have to still fit in here, okay? So I don't think you guys are going to make them super thick. I mean, this is the case and it's thinner than the other one. But, you know, in the height, I don't think it's a problem. So just know, don't make it too bulky. Still make it so that it fits in here because, again, your swap partner may have only sent in 2 and is only going to, you know, get the 2 back. So we got to make them so they fit. So don't just because like, oh, I have this huge box, I can... Don't do that. Make sure they still fit, you know, in these envelopes. And you saw the sizing on that. I mean, even if it's pushed down to the bottom, you still have this room at the top. And these guys are 9.5 inches tall. Okay, so, and this is roughly 7 inches tall, so not a big deal. And then the thickness obviously isn't a huge deal. I don't think that somebody's gonna make it that much thicker with just decoration, but who knows. Okay, and then of course following the basic guidelines ensures that we have a better swap, you know, experience and some uniformity, because again, I don't ask you to show me that you're on YouTube or that you're on Instagram or those kind of things. I don't vet things that way. I don't make groups ahead of time. It's just whoever comes in, follow the rules. At the end when I pull the names, you know, we're all together. So again, there's a new thing. You can submit 2 or 4 cases and we'll receive back as many swaps, and pay attention to the postage on that. Again, if your swap is too bulky or breaks the guidelines, it will be returned without swapping. I know I say that. That is more about if it's too big, but if, again, you didn't quite get the theme or those kind of things, and there's other people who did the same kind of mistakes, then I will swap you guys together. But let's say you're the only person, you're going to get your swap back. So please make sure to follow the guidelines. It's not difficult, guys. And then you want to send in your swap no later than November 16th. Sign-up period will end on... Ooh, sorry, guys. I should have started off with that. Oh, yeah. So sorry. The 22nd. No, yeah. Okay, the 22nd. So I'll end sign-ups that you can sign up October 22nd, which is this Saturday. And that gives you some time to think about it. And as I said, if you purchase the cases and you bought them online, like, I will let you in. Please don't think because it fills up, I'm going to say, oh, I'm sorry, and then you made this purchase, you know. I will let you in. But you have to make sure you have those boxes and sign up by Saturday. So don't contact me Sunday and say, oh, I have the boxes. No, by Saturday, you still have to let me know that you're interested, that you want to sign up, okay? Afterwards, no more sign-ups, guys. So, again, by Saturday, you have to sign up. Again, how you send it is up to you. It says it there, but it's going back in USPS flat rate packaging. Again, 1060 for the, see, 1060 for the envelope and 1705 for the box. My address is there. And then, you know, your swap will consist of 2 or 4 altered and stuffed hardware cases from the Dollar Tree. And as I mentioned in the video, which you'll see, it should be the same case I showed. So it has to be this case. Again, I'll have the link there. You can find these in, sometimes they're in the craft section, but usually they're just in like the automotive hardware section. Sometimes they're just hanging on the end caps. But it's this one. And it's not the one that's tiny and it comes with like screws and stuff or nails. It's this one. Okay? So I'll have it linked there for you guys. I don't know if that helps you any product code or whatever, but there it is. No other case types will be accepted, and the case top should be embellished with at least 4 different embellishments, and that does not include the paper that you cover it with, okay? So paper is just basic, that's a given, but everything else you put on top, there needs to be at least 4 different embellishments. So, sorry, yeah, so it has to have 4 different embellishments. I did say different layers of paper, but I mean, like, that's just your basic thing. Lace, doodads, you know, flowers, leaves, whatever you want to top it off with. I'm going to make a shaker, and I already did on my Cricut, but I'll show you guys how I made it. And then, you know, other cute things. Other than the paper that you cover it with, right? Decorate it however you like, and any celebration of the year or style you prefer, really, right? Because it's called the Charming Year. There's lots of things throughout the year you can just decorate. I'm going to decorate mine more of a, like a crafty thing, but decorate it however you like, honestly, because... Again, the theme is Charming Year, but it can be anything throughout the year, so you can decorate it however you like, right? The top, whatever you want to do. And I say please watch the videos for more specific info, but the case compartment should be filled in a way that is appropriate for the kinds of beads and charms you choose to share. So of course I will fill mine up and show you what I mean by that, but like, you know, I don't expect that, okay, these are metal charms, that means you need to put 40 in here or whatever, maybe 5 or 6 or whatever it is. Whatever you put in here that follows a theme, so here spring and summer, and here fall and winter, and then here your findings. That is appropriately full, right? You don't want it chintzy, but you don't have to go like over the top and really stuff the thing, right? So, just depends on what you're putting in there, right? I wouldn't expect this is gonna be full of jump rings. So that would be like 10,000 jump rings or something, right? No, we don't. So you'll see as I go through it. But again, it does say here the case has 11 compartments, including the larger one. The larger one should include findings, and we talk about that. And then the remaining compartments should be on this side, this 5, spring and summer. Please do these 5 spring and summer, and these 5 fall, and winter, okay? Again, breaking the rules on that, we'll see what happens, you know? So just make sure they're on the left side, spring and summer, on the right side, fall and winter. And they have to be actual beads, okay? Nothing handmade or already mounted, strung, or wrapped, and please be generous in the kinds of beads and charms that you include. Now what I'm saying is, and then again, nothing from the Dollar Tree this time around, so we'll watch, you know, watch the video for more info. I don't want, you know, like you made paper beads or something like that, or even Fimo beads that you made. This time around, everything needs to be basically store-bought and high quality, okay? So I'm sorry about that, but it's just, I need to see how this goes, right? Initially. So no paper beads that were anything handmade, shrink charms, things like this, no. It's all going to be purchased, okay? And I will actually make that clearer on here. Just, I mean, I did say handmade, but I want to make sure that's clear, because I know I've seen that in the past, and that's fine, but not for this one. And then each swap will have an embellishment hang off of the product hanger. So I called this the product hanger. I don't know what else to call this thing out here. Obviously you can take this off, but we are not going to take it off. We're going to keep it there, and we're going to put something cute on it. So it can be a dangle, a tassel of cute fibers, whatever you think that you can hang on here that looks cute. That's great. You know, just something extra on the outside to make it even cuter. And that is it, you guys. So I do want them to be pretty close, right, to the same. I know it's not easy to do that with 2 or 4, or maybe you have so many charms that are this style, but okay, this one I'm gonna use this. That's fine. They should just be very close to the same and follow the charming year theme, and they can contain slightly different items, like I was mentioning about, you might, you know, oh, I don't have this color anymore of this bead, but I have this or whatever. And all the compartments should be appropriately full. Again, you can send 2 or 4 cases, and then you'll receive as many back. And again, you know, it's not required to send a case for me, but if you do, thank you so very much. And then after all the swaps arrives, I'll do a live video showing all the goodies. I think I will still make it live. That might be optional. It might be pre-recorded, because I am going to give you guys a month basically to send these in, and it might be easier to go through them and open them and talk about them as they come in instead of waiting at the end when they all just show up. So it might be a live premiere, it might be a live video, okay? Or maybe the very last one will be a live. I don't know. But either way, we'll be chatting, okay? If I'm talking like this, or if I'll be in the chat with you guys. I did kind of like the pre-recording. It was very easy, and I put a whole list of whose names were, you know, whose swaps were in that video. So it was very nice for organization. So we'll see. And then, you know, we'll pull out names, like 5 or 6 in a swap, in a group, and then including my name, and that will be the swap group unless someone broke a rule, and then it'll be pulled out. And that's why I'm saying 5 or 6. Also because some people are doing 4, right? And some people in the same group might have only sent 2. So I just say it's going to be a lot of fun. I know I have to talk about the rules, and that's like, okay. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So 2 or 4. Decorated more than just with paper. You have to have at least 4 different embellishment items, a tassel or dangle or whatever you want to include on the outside to make it look cute. And then on the inside, spring and summer, fall and winter, and then beads and charms, right? And then jewelry findings that you'd like to share. And that's it, guys. So, I mean, we can just get started. I was going to do the beads, but I think what I'll do, we'll see. Maybe we'll do some of the beads. Let's do that. Let's do the spring beads. And maybe this, and then the topper. And in the next video, I'll do my fall and winter beads and the outside, like, tassel. That'll be good, because I need to get the video out, but I also need to get moving, you know? Okay, so, sorry guys, I'm just thinking about what I should do first, but let me just show you some beads just in case. I mean, obviously we're going to get to it later in the video, but, like, you know, these are, like, little Christmas charms I had picked up last year. Enamel charms, super cute. These are, you know, alloy charms. Again, I did pick these up last year. They still look great, so obviously they don't oxidize, which is really nice. That's always what I'm looking for in a good quality bead. I will have the links for these charms if you're interested. Look at this one. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like a little hat, and I know there's 2 in here, so maybe, you know, I include those, but I need 2 more of something else, so I'll include something else or whatever. So as similar as you can get them, they don't have to be exactly the same. Like, these came from Michael's. Maybe I'll spell out some words with these. I already showed you guys in the haul other beads that I was thinking about using. There's some that are a little more plain, like this one. They're just discs, but they have, like, made with love or, like, cute things, right? Again, spring and summer, so I have my little flowers. I have, you know, little eyeball, these evil eye ones for, like, Halloween. I have tons of, like, spring-related charms in here. They're, like, little bunnies and stuff. I have the Heishi beads. That's my new thing that I picked up on Amazon. I'll be including some of these with those beautiful colors. you know, I don't know if those little tiny jars would fit in here, but if you have a jar that you feel like something is small and you want to put it in there, then you can do that. I'm only saying that because some of these things are, you know, smaller like this, but I do not want seed beads or pony beads or those kind of things in here, because that's not really what we use. Dangles, like, you don't really, I mean, I guess you can, it's just tedious, and most people use chunky beads for that kind of thing. Let me see. I'm telling you, I have like 10 cases of beads sitting next to me. So this is what I want to show you as far as like the dollar store. They have these. These are called pony beads. Don't include pony beads. Please don't do that. Even if you bought them at Joann's or anywhere else, they're just like, they're for kids, right? And like I said, let's make it a little more sophisticated. And then these are the cheap kind that you can get at the Dollar Tree. And like I said, a lot of times, most of the time, they're already peeling while they're sitting in here, and they feel very light, and they're like super cheap feeling, right? So let's not do that either. Just include, you know, the best quality beads and charms you can. And I'm not usually, like I said, I'm not going to be like, oh, this or that. I'm not going to say anything like that, but I'm a pretty good judge of something if it feels like chintzy. Okay, so you know, I mean, look at these charms, you guys. Oh, look at all these hearts. I mean, I have tons to share, and that's basically what this swap is about. All these things, I mean, these guys right here, I'm going to include some of these, and these would break my heart, I'm going to tell you, because I cannot find them anymore, and it's like a cute little bird cage with a little pearl inside, but I will share these, you know? So whatever fits. Like I said, they're almost an inch high. I have lots of like those gumball beads, so let's just get to it. But I do want to show you a little bit about the beads, even though we are going to get to that in just a minute. Just at the top here. I mean, I'm looking at these other beads I have down here. There's just tons of beads. Jewelry findings. So like these are head pins. These are fancy ones. Eye pin. Well, these are head pins. All these guys in here. Again, let's see here. I know they do have jump rings and lobster clasps at the Dollar Tree, and if that's where you want to get them, that's fine, but they don't have head pins and eye pins there. So like, you know, these cute little like jewelry findings, these are like colored lobster clasps. Those are fun. I have tons and tons of jewelry findings, different colors. I would say if you want to keep them one colorway, that'd probably be best, but I probably will mix them. So, but just include, you know, if you're doing like gold, maybe you do gold rings, you do some gold head and eye pins, because they need to coordinate really on that part. You know, whatever. I have tons of clasps. I have lots of things to share. So think of it that way, and hopefully that's makes sense. And let's see here. No sequins, like that's not even a bead. So nothing that's not actually a bead. So I know sometimes we'll put like fun things on a head pin or an eye pin. We're not gonna do that anyway, because they should just be by themselves, right? Like I said, nothing mounted, nothing strung, nothing that's already on a head or eye pin. So just the beads, so the person can do what they want to do with them, right? So all right, well, now I will go ahead and decorate the top. Sorry, guys. I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. So let's measure this. So you can decorate this whole top. I think I want to leave some of it so you can see it, though, so you can see the beads. I think that'd be really cute in the things. So in this space, inside here, it is 3 7/8, roughly, by 6 and maybe 6 and... what, a 16th? I need to write that down. So hold on. 3 7/8. Aw, thank you, Caprice. I just have this here. And 3 7/8 by 6 and like a 16th, which maybe you can just do 6 inches. Not the biggest deal. Or even 3 3/4 on that if you don't want to do the 7/8. If you want to cover the whole thing, obviously you're going to measure the whole thing. I did set up something that I want to do on the Cricut, but for right now what I'm going to do is grab a piece of paper. Oh, I like adding lace though. I love putting lace and frilliness on this, but I may not this time around, which is a bummer. That really hurts my heart. But I'll be right back. I'm just going to cut some paper down to 3 7/8 by 6 and 1/16. I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So I just went ahead and picked up one of my new paper pads. This Perfect Moments, the first edition paper. And I just grabbed this one. So again, I'm going to make mine like crafty. I mean, you can take Charming Year and make it like, oh, like Prince Charming, princesses kind of stuff, whatever you want with that title. Like I said, there's lots of occasions throughout the year that you can decorate it as. I wouldn't go too overtly like Halloween or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But whatever it is that you want. this little piece of fluff in here. There you go. From when I was cutting up Miranda's stuff. So when I went to cut it, I thought, you know what? Instead of wasting paper to do 6 and a 16th, I'm just going to do 6 because that way this 12-inch paper, I just cut it in half. And then the 3 and 7/8. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller than even 3 and 7/8 than the other one because I can see that it's just going in there. And then by 6, right? And I'm cutting all 4 right now because, let me cut this one down just a little bit. Also, because I know it was just fitting in there. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. Okay. I'm probably gonna do a little stitching on that just to add another little layer of something. Again, this is whatever you like. Show what you like, you know, your creativity. We're gonna remove this sticker in just a minute, but before I get to that, I'm going to corner around this. And you don't have to, I mean, you can see it fits in there just fine, right? But I'm going to quarter round. So again, 3 and 7/8, a little bit smaller than that, and then by 6 is what I'm doing. I'm going to use the 1/4 inch corner rounder because it's nice and tight. I said that and it looks like the 1/2 inch. That's weird. Usually the 1/4 inch feels really tight. I guess because it's small, it just looks a little more rounded. But that's what I'm going to do there. Okay? That's so funny. I always feel like the 1/4 inch is much tighter. But anyway, I'll do this for all of them, and then I'm going to just take this to my sewing machine. It has gold thread in it, and I like the way that looks, so I'm just going to go around the edges, just kind of messy, maybe a couple times. I don't know that we need to see that. You just put it in your machine and sew it up, right? I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm just on the last round of this. So I'll just sew that right quick. And I'm going to come around the corner and then just reverse it a little bit. So there we go, reverse. And that's it. And of course you lift it all the way up so you can release the tension. And I'll cut that off. So I'll clean this up just a little bit. So I have all 4 here, and I just went around once. I was going to go around a couple times, but I thought, just once. It's kind of fun. Just a little something. Okay. Let me clean those up, and then I'll show you what I did with my Cricut. Of course, you can do whatever you like, but I will be right back. So what I'm going to do is probably a voiceover screen recording, which looks nicer, but right now I'm just going to tell you exactly what I did. So I wanted to be something that says like create or like, I don't know, something artistic. And this is the only word that I have that's already welded that I've already purchased. So I found that in images. And so we can talk about it really quick. Actually, I might just show it here. I don't know that we need to go in. So under images, I just put the word create. When you want dream or whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, or you make your own word and weld it. Obviously, there's all these things. These are things that I would have to pay for, so I wanted ownership. I said purchases, and this is the only one that I own. I have created for you, but so I wanted to use create. So I just clicked it and said add to canvas. Okay, so let's go back. Actually, I was going to go ahead and do it again, but let me just show you. So from that word, I was like, ooh, I want to make like a shaker. So all I did was I simply made myself, and it's over here somewhere, an offset. So, you know, I'm just going to create this again. But anyway, all I did was I grabbed myself my word, and then I started creating offsets, and then I used those offsets to make like what's going to be my shaker height instead of doing foam all around, which is kind of a pain, or especially with all the lettering. So what I'm going to do is just start a new project just to show you what that looks like, okay, instead of talking about this. I'll be right back. Okay guys, hopefully this is recording everything. So again, just to use a word, like I said, I just had it there. So I'm going to go to images. So just to, again, create our word, I'm going to go into images, and I want the word create. So I'm just going to look for something that's already that way. Again, I'm going to go my ownership and purchases. And I'm going to use this guy. Now we know that little area of our case is roughly 6 inches wide, about 4 inches tall. So I'm going to size this to work with that. What I had made initially was a little bit too big actually. So here I can just manipulate my letters. Let's say I want it to be like 5, let's say 5.5-ish, like whatever that is. That's fine. Okay, so to make the shaker portion of this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into offset. I'm going to click on offset up here, and it'll show you a preview of what that offset looks like, but I want like a big offset because I want to add a little more there. So let's say that one, and I'll apply, And I don't want these little holes, so I'm going to move this over. And you see on the offset, I have these little tiny holes. I don't want those cut, so I'm going to come down here to contour. I'm going to click on contour. And I am going to hide those. I don't want them cut. I mean, if you do, I guess, but the whole point is this is just going to make us a little frame. So I'm just cutting this to help me out to make what's going to be the frame. So we have this. And now on this guy, I'm going to create an offset. So again, how big do you want that offset? Your lettering, you know, I'm going to bring it a little bit smaller, about there. And I'm going to click apply. So now I have these two offsets. I have this guy and I have this guy. This is going to be the base of my shaker. So when I pop this in here, you have some nice room. So I need to duplicate this a couple times, but right now I'm going to duplicate it once. I'm going to put that to the side. This guy, I'm going to take this guy, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm going to highlight them. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My son was calling. Okay, so we've highlighted them so that they're together, and I'm going to make sure they're aligned really nicely. So under align here, I'm just going to say center. And it was pretty much centered the way I grabbed it, but that's fine. So now I'm going to go down here. I'm going to click slice. And I'm going to remove this piece. And I'm going to remove this piece. And this is the piece that we want that's going to make our little shaker build up, because I'm going to do this a little bit differently. So we honestly don't need either one of these pieces here. So if you want, you can just get rid of that, delete that one. If you want to cut your acetate on the Cricut, which I recommend because otherwise you're going to have to cut this shape, I'm going to just make a duplicate of this one. So duplicate, and I'm going to color it white just so I know that's my acrylic acetate sheet. This guy can be whatever background color we want to use, and I'll probably use like a cream color. So let's just do that right now, even though this isn't really a cream color. It's kind of light yellow. It's gross. And then this guy, that's going to be a shaker build up. I want pretty much the same color too. So I'm going to also make that one the yellow color. I mean, you can do a different color, whatever's you want. But this is just the build-up part. Now, that also means it's going to be the very top part. So let's say on the very top, I want it to be pattern paper. So I'm going to copy one of these. And I'm going to duplicate it. And let's make this one just a whole different color. That way it can cut on its own. I know it's going to look ugly, but let's just say blue. With these guys, how many do you want to make the height of your shaker? So you're going to layer these, glue them together. So how many do you want? So I'll probably do 4. So I'm going to duplicate it 4 times. Or 3 times, should I say. So we have 4 at the end. So I have 4 of these guys that are all going to layer on top of each other when they're cut. And that's going to make the little, shaker piece that's going to be on top of this, right? And then you have your clear acetate. And then this will be my last little frame that goes on top just to look nice. And again, from pattern paper. So let's just pretend. And then we have our word create, which I can send to the front so you can see it. So that would be there. And all this clear area you see right here will be shaker area that you can see the shaker behind it. Now, all this stuff did get a little bit bigger, right? Because I was increasing the size of them. So like, I can see that this is like 6.5, so it's probably going to stick out over my paper, but that's fine if you want to size it so it's, you know, within that little area, however you like. And then I did one more thing. I did create a text box, and since I know how to use my words now, I'm going to go in here to Cricut system for my fonts, and I'm going to unclick this kerned, because that's how you find all your cartridges. And I'm going to say filters, the ones that I own. And I love little dot lettering, so I'm going to find that one. Where is it? I forget the name of it, but as soon as I see it, this one, this guy, it's called DJ Doodlers. I'm going to type the word. Oh, come on. So create, and I'm going to say all year around, or all year long, something like that. Ah, no. There, oh my goodness. All year. Oopsie. What is this thing doing? And that's kind of big, so I'm going to make that smaller. And let's see, up here, I'll just make my letters like 0.75. Let's see how big that is. It's a little bit too small. Let's go a little bit bigger. Okay. And then from there, a little bit bigger than that. And this one I also want it to have an exclamation point. Sorry guys, this is taking a little bit longer, and I know if you don't have a Cricut, you probably don't even care. I want to go ahead and do my offset on this, so it's already selected. Now this offset will connect these two together, and I don't want that, so I just want them separate words. Oopsie. So I'm going to make my offset smaller, smaller, smaller. Ooh, I do want my Y, though, connected to the EA. Again, you can take care of that with kerning. And of course, there we go. So those are separate. This is this. That's pretty good. Okay. One other thing, I will just click apply. One other thing I want to take care of here is on around. See, this made a little hole right here, and nothing else has that little hole. So I'm going to go and contour that little hole away. So it's basically this one. And even this one between the A and the R. And that's it. So just some ways to manipulate this thing. Obviously these are going to be very tiny little letters that hopefully the Cricut won't mess up for me. But we can go ahead and cut this now. I'm going to save it. New case, because I had another one already. And let's say you just want to do this with your own lettering instead of like the word create. Let's say you want to make another word. You can go into your text, your fonts, whatever it is. Let me unclick that. Let me buy the ones that I bought or use those. And just find a font that you like, and you can still connect them, you know? And you can connect them in a fun way, just like that create or whatever. I don't know which ones. Let's say this one. Let's say you want the word, I don't know, dream or something. Ah, come on, buddy. I don't want that. Okay. So let's say I have the word dream, and you can play with the kerning to get them closer together. You can do this curve stuff. You can do all these other things. But let's say I'm just going to play with it in this size. I'll make them a little bit bigger so you can see it, but hold on. But let's say we just want to play around with this. So I'm going to ungroup them over here. And I'm going to just move these around however I feel like. Hello. This happens all the time. Irate, ungroup. Okay. So let's say the R is here and I connect it to the D, and then the E is up here. No, no, no. I don't want it to wrap. Oh, goodness. So you see what I did? I just pressed something and it told me something weird. I do not care about that. I just want to touch it over here. Okay, E, and let's say the A is going to connect here, and I just made my own word, and then you can connect them, you can weld them together, and then still make your own little shaker, like I showed you earlier. So let's get the M a little bit closer. Okay, so those are all connected, and I can highlight them, just these 5, and then over here, click weld, and now you have your own little word, dream, you know? And then just do whatever you want with it as far as playing around. So I hope this all recorded. Let's get to cutting. Okay guys, so I did the voiceover, and hopefully that means you can follow like the clicks and everything instead of it being like this. So now I'm gonna get rid of this dream. But again, if you make your own words and now you want to do your offset, and you can still do the same thing we did earlier, like let's do a nice size offset, you can apply it, and then now you can do all your other stuff. Oh, I like that dream. That is so cute. I think I'm gonna keep that. So what I'm going to do is make the background a different color though, so it doesn't want to cut, and I'll just not cut that color. So let's just say this lavender color, whatever. I like the way that came out. That is so cute. I'm having so much fun since I found my fonts. Oh my gosh, this machine is a nightmare sometimes. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is just send this to cut just like I always have. So my machine's not on or anything like that, but I just want to show you what it looks like. Let me go ahead and I have paper behind it there. Okay, so when I click make it, basically it's going to want to cut the things that are the same color. Now I can do them all right now because I can say 4 copies and I can make all 4 for everything. So I guess that's probably what I'll do. So apply. Now remember, this is why I separated out one being white from my acetate, because now I can put acetate on my Cricut mat and not have to like, oh, you could have just put acetate down here and you could put the white paper up here or whatever else you were going to use. Yeah, but then maybe we have to select that it's a different material being cut, right? So now this is only acetate being cut on here, and I can press continue. Oh, ugh. I hate when I press continue and I haven't actually selected my Cricut because it takes forever. It's like, I don't know. And the Cricut's like, I'm not sure, but it seems like a little faster. Okay, it got there. But then this thing is like, let's think about this for a while. While it's doing that, let me get my acetate. I'll be right back. Guys, it found it. But before we get to that, I want to really stick down my acetate. It looks like I need it to be all the way down to 11.5, which is funny because I have a A2 size acetate here. Actually, this, oh, you know what? It's A4 size, even better, because A4 is almost 12 inches. Actually, this looks like it is the full 12 inches long. Very good. Okay, I'm going to stick this down really, really well. And I have this thing set to cardstock plus, right? My dial on the Cricut, but I'm just going to click this and, oh, sorry, I meant to fix that. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to turn the dial to custom. That way I can pick acetate. And this is a heavyweight acetate, so let's see if we can find acetate. I think I've done this before. It said foil acetate, which I don't even know what that means, but sure, let's go with that. So I'll do that. If it doesn't look like it cut all the way through, I will not unload it. I'll just say rerun, and it'll rerun that same cut, and then it'll be fine. So for right now, I'm going to place this on here. Let the machine accept it. And then press, of course, the little Cricut. And that's it, guys. And we'll see how it does. If it cuts it more than once, then I'll know that it's taking it for real. Ooh, that looks pretty good. And then from here, we're just cutting, you know, 1 of 2. Perfect. So it's going to do it twice. So I'll be back. Again, I just checked this bottom corner, and if it didn't look cut, I wouldn't have released it. Because obviously we wanted to cut. But look at that. Perfect. Okay. And then from here, I'm just going to keep cutting. So the next thing would be this guy. I'm going to go back to cardstock plus, which is my favorite setting. And the next one is going to be the all year around part. So whatever color I want for that, I'll cut. That's the background. This is then the little lettering for the all year around. I wonder how big that ends up being. And then this is the very background paper plus the topper pieces. And it'll cut those. Yeah, so I will just get to cutting. Again, the rest of this is all basic, so I'll be back cutting. I think this is going to be so cute. Look at, so we have our piece. We're going to have obviously our shaker. It's going to say create real big, and then I have my little all year round. And all these things I eyeballed, guys, so obviously the sizing, you know, I think it might work. I might have to make them smaller, but no, I think we're good. Like all year and then maybe around or whatever. We'll see. But that's basically what I was planning on, something like that, you know. And the create shaker, and we'll see. Okay, well, it's cutting. I'll be back. Oh, it's still cutting. I mean, look how perfectly these cut. I'm telling you, my Cricut, the machine itself is pretty good. The Joy is the one that's like, sometimes gives me some issues. And sometimes this one gouges too, but it has to do with like how sticky your paper is. Like, let's say there's a little pocket there where it's not really stuck down. It'll come in to cut and it'll just like gouge it because it wasn't actually set up for cutting. But anyway, I'm going to take every single one of these little guys and set them in my spots here. So again, glue, 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 all of them. Yay! I set myself up for a little bit of work there on that one. Okay, let me put these over here, and I'm just gonna keep cutting. Okay guys, we're definitely gonna need glue. I have all my pieces cut for the other ones, but I put these here. So this is the topper piece. Like I said, I wanted a piece on top to be cute, on top of the acetate. And then we have our acetate, so those two are gonna go together like this. And then all these I can get rid of now. If you still, you know, obviously we can die cut other things into this. We don't have to waste all this paper. But if you want to cut the word create a ton of times, and you can, or whatever it is that you do, if you're doing this kind of thing. Of course, you guys can decorate however you like. You guys already know, you've seen swap reveals. They're awesome and so cute. Just try to do some dimensional, really cute stuff. I have all my little creates cut out right here. So we're going to need one of these. Oh no. So I always recommend getting this stuff right off of your sheets as soon as you can, just because after a while they will start sticking more and more. So, oh, something's sliding over there. So that's my word. And again, I gave myself a ton of space around it. Like if that's too much space for you, then don't do that, you know. Do your offset a little bit smaller. I just wanted it to be very visible as far as the shaker. you know, stuff that's inside. So we have that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of this that's going to layer on top of each other. That's going to layer on top of the base. Now, you don't actually need to have a base. I mean, I guess for this you probably do, because the way I size mine, it's going to be sticking off the sides. But if you wanted it to be like that, and then these pieces, you can definitely just put the shaker built in. I'm going to have this base in the background, but I do think this is a little bit boring, so I'm going to run this through. Again, these are the offcuts that were on the inside of the things that we don't need. But, you know, like I said, if you want to take your little word and you have this piece, now you have a cute little decoration for another time. So, maybe you don't want to toss those. I'm going to put them right here because I do want to keep them. I'm just going to run this through and get like something on it. Now, it'd be cute if I can do the hearts, but this goes this way and my hearts are going to be sideways. No, no, no. So I'm just going to pick something that just adds an impression and just to make it more fun. Oh, we can do dots. There's dots on that too. So this one, I'll just run this through right quick. Just to give me a little something different on there. I'll be right back. So I ran it through, and this one I did have to run through because this paper is just from like Michael's. It's a little bit thinner. Recollections, you know, or whatever it is they use now. So I ran it with a piece of paper to give me a little extra shim to make that a little bit more pronounced. Super cute. And I mean, that's cute too, just like that. You can see the little dots in there. I mean, you can add some color too if you want, but I think that looks actually really cute. I was going to go ahead and do some pink inking, but you know what? I don't think it needs it. Okay, so what I can start is actually with this stuff because, you know, acetate takes a little while to dry. So what I'm going to do is put my glue on this. And hopefully that was fun for you guys. Again, obviously, if you have a scan and cut or other machines, you can do something similar. I don't know, everyone has a Cricut and I hardly ever use mine because it's a nightmare, but it's been better recently. Somebody told me in yesterday's messages that Cricut is going to be getting rid of the weld being like so obvious right there in that bottom corner, which is ridiculous. It's going to be part of a drop-down menu. So just know the next time they update, which they're always, every time I open the thing up, it feels like it's updating. Probably because I don't use it as often as I should. Just know that you might not be able to find things where they used to be, but the function is still there. And that's one of the functions I use like often whenever I use my Cricut. So it's like, why do they hide things that make sense? They should hire actual crafters, and those should be crafters that keep in mind that not everybody is like, oh yeah, dun, you know? Okay. There's that top piece. And I'll clean up my little glue here and there. Now these guys, okay, so it's up to you. Do you want to build them up starting with the base and then move up? I think that's what I'm going to do. Or you can glue them all together and then put them on the base. For right now, I'm just going to make sure that this is really down because you don't want glitter slipping out through here, because this is basically, it's like if you were putting down your foam, right? This is what's going to give you your barrier. So I'm going to do it on here because that way I can keep it all together. I know that everything's the way it should be. Okay? And then I'm going to glue the next one. And the next one. Again, making sure you're really in there because you don't want to have glitter slip out any of these layers. So this one. And I'm going to eyeball that just to make sure everything looks pretty much the same. Looking good. I'm really going to give it a press too. That's the other thing. I don't want this having any gaps anywhere. So I'm just running my fingers over it. Especially that bottom layer, since we did the embossing, we want to make sure that that's a nice solid piece. And I'm just doing 4 layers. I think that's enough. If you want to do more, or foam, cut it from foam. If you have a Cricut Maker, I don't know if the Explorer 2 cuts foam, but maybe a couple slices of thin foam. So I'm going to glue that one on, and then I'm going to glue this one on. Okay, and that's going to make my little height to put, you know, glitter stuff in there, or sequins or whatever. Okay, I'll be back. Almost coming around. I just wanted to orient that and see how I wanted that. So we have those layers. And I'm just going to make a quick little mix of... Ooh, that's a... Well, I need to make 4, so that's probably a good amount. You know, I don't put too much in my shakers because I want it to shake and not just get stuck there. Ooh, this is peachy pink. And a little gold. So I was looking, I'm like, oh, I want 4 embellishments, but you know, that shaker takes a minute, so I don't know. I think we can count a shaker as 2 things because you have to make the mix plus the shaker itself. And I think that'll work because I know those take quite a bit of work. So to count that just as 1, when like rhinestones also count as 1, like that's probably not super fair. All I'm trying to impress upon you guys with that is make it really fun, right? Okay. I'm gonna get a little spoon here. Oopsie. So I'm gonna create my shaker here and then I'm gonna take it over there. So for now I'm just gonna, oh, that's so cute. I'm using a little spoon because I want some of the pink, some of the gold, you know, I want to make sure everything gets in there. Okay. Again, I don't put too much. And then I'm going to take this guy and top that off, and then we're going to put everything on, and I'm going to use a hot glue gun for that. And just on here. Now I did 4 layers. Maybe it's better for, you know, 5 or 6. It just depends on what you're doing. Now it is very much easier to just use this shape that's easy to create like some foam for or something. That's always fun. But I'm going to put this on here. Okay, I'm going to wait for that to set up just a little bit, especially because my glue gun's been on for a few minutes now. And I haven't really decided how I'm going to do these parts, so let me just think about that while this is setting up. And I'll be right back. Yeah, I think I'll do something like this. Now, initially or originally, I had done all year round. First of all, I was just going to do all year. And then I did all round, so that adds a little bit of to that lettering. So actually, what I'm going to do is let me stick those down. Knowing where that is, yeah, that's probably good. Okay, let's stick these guys down. I'm going to use white glue for this. And then this other guy's going to pop up on top of there. And then this, the extra bit's going to be hot glued down, so I just want to make sure I have this where I want it. And again, I feel like this is where you're really going to spend your time, because on your beads, you just kind of toss them in there, right? I mean, it's not like they have to be set up in a certain way. I am going to go through some beads, though, and pick out actual words, like terms that I want for like the word beads, so that is going to take a moment. But, where do I want it? Like here. That's as low as we can get that. And the back side I'm going to stick down with hot glue, so for right now, let's just do this. Yep, more this way. What's funny is maybe I'll bring it in more even. Something like that. Okay, let's take these guys off. I haven't glued this down yet, so that's what I'm focusing on right now. So let's go ahead and put some hot glue all in this. Ooh, don't get it on my hands. And this very edge too, because that's going to be touching right in the center there. And again, that edge piece. Get my little tool my friend Kim here gave me. So I can push that down without touching it. Okay, and then we're going to put this guy like right up here, about there. So I'm going to focus most of the glue like in the center because I really want a lot of glue in there, and then a little bit on the edges. Ooh, that hot glue reacted with my paper. Do you see that? It'll go away, but it's funny because, well, actually what it is, it creates steam. Good. At least it didn't mess the paper. It did get some steam on there, though. Okay. So again, I'm just kind of letting that set up there. And then we're going to add a little thing on the end here, and then I have a little bow here just to be even more cute. Again, this can be anything, really, guys, because the theme is all your, you know, for the whole year. So whatever it is that you want to do for your style. Mine's a little bit shabby chic, maybe. I don't know. It's just very sweet. And then I'll probably put some little pearls or something else around here too. But that's that for right now. I'm going to turn off my hot glue gun and I'll be right back. Finish this off. I'm going to add some little something else. Now again, this is pretty low profile. Usually I do some chunkiness, you guys know, with my swaps, but this is what I came up with and I like the way it looks, so that's it. But if you want to make it super chunky, you know, that'll work. I'm just gonna add some cute little... This is so much fun, you guys. It's basically like making a card with a lot of dimension. If you look at it that way, maybe it's not as scary. Come on, buddy. Yeah, like in here somewhere. So that is my case. Again, we're going to put some kind of cute dangle fibers, whatever it is we're going to do later. I just realized I did order some really cute things for spring that are due to come in today. And actually, they're supposed to have already arrived, but let me go check my door while we're doing this. But if not, I'm going to do the Christmas side, the fall-winter side. And that'll be it for today's video, okay? I'll be right back. Guys, they were just sitting out there. Like I said, they were supposed to arrive by 12:15, and it is like 1 o'clock just right now. Yay! So, more Christmas. Oh, the Halloween ones. Oh my gosh, you guys. Anyway, these are the other ones I was thinking about, spring and summer there. And I have 2 other things, but I'm not sure if this is... Oh no, this is not... Sorry guys, I was going to show it to you and my address was showing. It's completely open. So hopefully that was all that's in there. These guys, so I'll have to see what they say was delivered today and make sure that nothing fell out. And this feels like nothing absolutely in the package, but... It is closed at least. Oh, something my husband ordered. Okay, I'll put that somewhere else. Some kind of little gadget. I don't know. Okay, let me throw these out and I'll be right back. I just checked the tracking actually, and that was by itself, so that's good. Very weird, but that's good. How cute are these? They come in a little case even. Love it. Now I have tons of things already in my stash. These are things I just wanted to add. So, spring and summer. Oh my gosh, you guys. I know you're watching and we're probably like, hey, you left a tag on there. Sorry, guys. So, anyway, I would remove this just because, I mean, it's just there and it is removable. But I was like, oh, that's cool. I have double-sided paper. It looks pretty on the back. Well, there you go. So, anyway. Good job. I wonder if I can pick that off, actually. You know what I'm saying? Take off the thing. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, if you can take it off, take it off. Now I feel really bad. It's not that big a deal, but still. Okay, so I have tons of these beads, and I threw them all in one bucket. Why? Because I'm a crazy person. I probably shouldn't have done that. But looking at them, I do want to mention, these are about 1 inch high. Like, if you put that in there, and obviously that's not going to be on that side because it's a spring one, but it keeps it open. Okay, guys? So don't use, like, the larger gumball beads. As you can see, there's this size, and then there's like this one, and then there's even some that are even bigger, right? So basically, it's this size that will fit in here without an issue. And, you know, I was just going to include a few in the spots. And again, it doesn't take a ton. That's why I thought this was fun, and that's why I was going to do 4, because I figured this is sweet. So spring summary over here. Kind of goes with the box itself, but let me see. I think this one's probably on the bigger side, yeah. So it's a little bit hard to tell, but, you know, it might work out. Like that. I mean, literally, that's as many beads as fit in there, and we're good. Spring and summer. And then findings, right? With these guys, again, I mean, I have quite a few to share. I'm not saying you have to throw in, like, everything that you ever have, you know. If you want to do pairs of them, or all different colors, because I know some charms you might want pairs. I don't know. Let's see, maybe in there, I don't know. Maybe with some fleece flower ones. Which, did I open those? I hope I opened them. Otherwise they arrived open. So, you know, I'm going to look through these, and maybe with these I will do pairs, like 2 blue, 2 pink, 2 purple, or whatever. So let me pick those out, and I'll be right back. As I was picking those out, I can see I don't have enough for like 4 swaps to do. Everybody gets 2 pink, everybody gets 2 blue, 2 purple. So there's other colors in here, so I'll do pink and then, you know, white and whatever in the other ones, right? 2 white, 2 purple, or however, until I have done those. So again, I'm just going to go through and look. I mean, that's basically like 12 charms. That's good. It's not filled up, but it's a good amount of charms, I would say, right? In my opinion, I don't know. So I'm going to keep going through and seeing what other items I would like to include. I know we have these little guys I had picked up that were super cute. Again, these are a little more juvenile, but they're actual beads, right? So we were talking about making sure your beads are like nice quality. Let's see. These are so cool. They feel like, I think they're plastic, but they feel like, I don't know, just have a really nice consistency to them. So again, I'm picking out 2 of each color, you know, and I'll put those in there. I'll be right back. Okay, those are those. And then I was really into these Heishi beads I just picked up, so I'm going to open this package up, and these have really bright kind of summer springy colors. So let me open this up and I'll be right back. Packaging, it's very closed up. That's really cool. So I'm going to open this up. There's some Heishi beads. Now, this is what I was saying. I mean, if you want to keep these separate, great. I don't think they're so small that it's a real pain to just put them in one spot. So, like here, maybe here, I'm going to pick out some light pink ones. And again, these guys are meant to, like, if you string them together, you can string them, like, in tubes. Like, a whole bunch of them, one after the other, one after the other. And it'll make, like, a row of pink or whatever color it is that you're putting there. I like to use them as the bottom of a bead, like if I put a head pin in there and then let's say this guy, so he's on the side, or for this guy he's on the side because the way the bead is set up, but then another one on this side and then you keep going, so like a spacer is what I like Heishi beads for. But now people are using them as like, oh, this is what you do, and it's a row of block of colors or whatever. So I'm just going to continue just kind of grabbing some different pink colors and other colors and adding them in here, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I put quite a bit in there. White, pink, peachy colors, purples, like teal, just anything that's springy and summery in my opinion. I have one more space here, and I think I have some metal like alloy type things. I know I have tons of things to share, but let me grab those and I'll be right back. Remember I said I got these bracelets that had some really nice beads in my last haul, and these are like, I think those porcelain kind of feeling beads, and I know it probably hurts people's hearts, so I'm just going to cut this up. And it's just a stretchy bracelet, so just going to cut it and add some of these guys in here. Let's see, I think that'll be good. So that just kind of finishes that out, and they fit really nicely. And then again, like I said, I have alloy charms and stuff, so I think I'll include like this metal one. Oh, I have like little metal starfish. So a couple of those. And I'll just look through here. I mean, I have little mermaids. Little mermaids. There are some interesting colors. So like yellow. Their little tails. These guys are yellow and orange. So a couple of those. Yeah, and I'll just keep adding whatever it is that I would like from my little charm collection here. Sorry, they were over here, and then I have even more down there, so I'll grab those too, but I'll be right back. It's so hard to choose what to share here. You know what, maybe I'll move these guys over. So I actually found a different mermaid too, so I included her along with this one instead of 2 orange ones. I'm going to put the metal and those kind of charms over here, and these are kind of bulkier, and I think that's what I'll do. So I have these cute like little drinks. How cute are those? It has a tiny little hole right there that you can add a jump ring or whatever. So maybe a little drink. How about a little dragon fruit looking drink? How cute is that? Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I'll put bulkier ones here. Then I have these little guys, and I have some of these that don't have anything in them yet, but I might as well just add it like this, just in case the person who received it doesn't know what to do with it. So this one's already put together. But I have, again, that's how it came, not because I put it together. But I have some that's like an empty bowl, little sphere, and then the little top, and you're supposed to like E6000 it basically to put it together. But there's that, and oh my goodness, is that it? It's so hard to choose because there's so many cute things. How many of these do I have? Do I have enough of these to share? How about a little bottle of water? Little Evian. That is so cute. Let's see how that fits, because if it doesn't fit because of that thing, then we're not using it. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so that is my spring and summer stuff. Okay, so as you can see, pretty generous in amount, right? It doesn't mean it has to fill up the whole thing, because I mean obviously in here there's like tons of charms, and then here we have these guys, and then our little like gumball beads, and then these little Heishi beads, and then some cute little like charms. And now I'm just going to put in some findings over here. I'll be right back. So I was gonna try to stick to one colorway. I don't know. I mean, I have like gold head pins. I have these really cute ones. They're silver. They're not eye pins. These are like little bead tops, which are super cute. The little, I don't know how you call it, little round top head pins. I have flat head pins. I do have eye pins, of course. I have a ton of jump rings in silver, so I think I'm going to do silver. But again, if you want to do a mix of colors, that's up to you. I'm just going to grab a ton of jump rings, put those in there. I'm sure we all have jump rings, but you know, it's a nice thing to have handy. Let's put in some head pins. And I'm just grabbing them, guys. I'm not like, oh, you need to have 10 or whatever. Those are really pretty, though. So that's some cute head pins. And we definitely need eye pins. Do I have any in here? To me, eye pins are the most useful. Yeah, I have a ton here. So I'm going to throw some of these guys in. I'm going to get a little bit of chain, too. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the chain or how I'm going to do that part. But so I'm keeping it all silver. You want to do a mix of metals, you know, whatever it is that you like, what you want to share. I have these awesome clasps. I don't have 4 exactly the same. Or, well, I do have 4. I would say the other ones have hearts. So I'm going to include like one cool clasp. I'll probably include some basic clasps, a couple of these. I'm kind of dangling, like, heading towards that with these guys. And then I even have these little cool ones that are a little more like heavy duty. So I'll include one of those. And let me get some chain and I'll be right back. Okay. So as far as chain, I mean, when I make a dangle, I use like that much, you know, do whatever you're doing. So I'm going to make enough so that a person can do quite a bit. And I don't know if this one opens or if I have to cut it. Oh, I can open it. Okay. So sometimes you have to cut the link, but this one I think I can open it up. There we go. And that way you don't have to waste the link. And I can just close that right back up. This is a little tough because it is some thick stuff, so I'm just going to squeeze it. Oh, that's not good. Okay, squeeze back that way. That should be enough to not lose it. Okay. So in here, I'm just going to place some chain too. Alright guys, this is the first part of the tutorial. Thank you for hanging in there. I know I kind of like go on and on at the beginning, but honestly I get these questions and please, if you do have a question, make sure to have watched the complete video. And I just realized I didn't even say my email is in the description box so that you can sign up. And if it closes, as far as it's Saturday, the date that I said for no more signups, I'll reflect that in the description box. But for right now, you can sign up. And so this is what mine looks like. Again, at least 4 embellishments on the top, which is what we talked about and did today. And then we did our spring and summer side. A good amount of each little thing. I did my findings, and again, look, it's not super full. Like, you just want to be generous. You don't have to, you know, break the bank as far as these things. Just a nice swap, right? Tomorrow we'll do the fall and winter and the little dangle or extra embellishment for the side, and I'll finish up my swap, and hopefully you guys will have a good time with it and join and just have fun. Look how cute. So I wanted them to show through on the sides here, so I think it looks really cute. All right, I'll see you at the next one, guys. Bye now.